everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This around I have some more recent pickups. I have just a bunch of video games and video game related stuff that I've gotten over the last few weeks. Just really haven't had the time or place to sort of show them before this point, so here it goes. Starting out, first is just an empty 3DS case. I did need a 3DS case for a copy of Cubic Ninja that I had. That's just cartridge only. I really did want all my 3DS games to be boxed, but when I saw that for cheap enough, I just couldn't ignore it, so I went ahead and bought it. At least now I have a blank case there to use, and maybe I can print up some artwork to put on the outside of it, but at least I have that. Next, I was leaving work actually, and I saw that there was some kind of a, I don't even know what to call it. There were a whole bunch of booths selling various kinds of food and like homemade crap and different things, but at the very end I saw this one tent that said Nintendo on it, and I think it also said 3DS. But I went over to take a look, and they were just demoing a bunch of games, but they were also handing out a couple things. They had this Kirby Planet Robobot sticker sheet with just a couple stickers on there. Grabbed one of those, and then also the guy there gave me two of these for whatever reason. At first I'm like, what is this? It just says color me in, play Nintendo, and then it has the website on the front there, and then on the back it says there's no play like it. And there's a 3DS with a bunch of Nintendo characters on the back as well. But then I opened it up, and on the inside is this weird pair of Nintendo cardboard glasses of some kind. Kind of weird. But I suppose they're handing this out to advertise the Nintendo Selects games that are just priced at $29.99. And some of you who might be watching from the US might think, wait, $29.99, aren't they $19.99? And in Canada, they're steep. They're priced at $29.99 for the Nintendo Selects. But whatever, grabbed two of those there. Well, I was given those two. Moving on, the next item that I got this mainly just because it was kind of a strange item to see. We have this dollar store in Canada called Dollarama, and every so often some legitimate stuff ends up there. Stuff that's just sort of overstocked that didn't sell at other stores, that was then sent to other discount stores, didn't sell there, so then it eventually winds up in Dollarama. This one made it there by way of Giant Tiger, and I only know that because the Giant Tiger's price tag was underneath the Dollarama price tag. I actually ripped them all off to take a look at it. At Giant Tiger, this was priced at $19.99, and then at Dollarama, it was just $4. Even $4 is kind of steep for this. It's the Skylanders Giants Portal Owners pack for the Xbox 360. It just has one Skylanders Giants figure there, and it has the game on the inside there as well. But of course, no Portal. Again, Portal Owners pack, meant for people who had the Portal already. Kind of interesting, not really into Skylanders, but I saw it there and $4, I thought, sure, why not, I'll grab it. Now, this next game here, I was actually leaving from work on a separate day from when I saw these things. I was just going over to the EB Games that's just 2 stores over from where I work. And I was looking around, and there were a couple things. They had the Lego City Undercover game, the original release of it, but there is going to be a Nintendo Selects release of it as well, so it's not that big of a deal, and I'm not in that much of a hurry to go and get it. But I considered getting that for a second, but then I saw this game here. It was priced at $17.49 or something like that, after you factor in the Edge Card membership discount. It's Dragon Ball Z Extreme Budoden on the 3DS, and I actually have it in my DS right now. I'm playing it. I've gone through some of the story modes. They have like what if scenarios with different characters, and sometimes you get, of course, supplementary characters or like special attack characters, stuff like that. It's an okay fighting game, but it's not really anything that you'd talk about a lot. It's a pretty basic fighting game that at least works as a fighting game, and it's not just a big mess of stuff. I swear there are other fighting games on handhelds that I've played that are just, they kill your hands when you're actually trying to play them, especially games like, where is it? Blaze Blue Continuum Shift 2. This one here kills your hands when you're playing it on the 3DS. Dragon Ball Z Extreme Budoden, though, at least it's somewhat more comfortable to play this game. Moving on, I got this from a recent trip to Buy and Sell Kings. Every so often when I go there, I look at their either loose disc PS1 games or PS1 games either missing the manual or missing the back art. Usually they'll have good prices on these games and have them reduced down to like $1.99, $3, $4. In this case, this one was $3.99. It's missing the back art, but it does have the manual. It's a game called Project Overkill, and if I remember correctly, this is some kind of a run-and-gun shooter of some sort. Not entirely certain about that, but that's pretty much what my understanding of this game was. And it's made by Konami, and it was priced at just $3.99. Moving on, I went to the thrift store just a couple days ago, the one that's down the street from where I live, and they had two N64 games. Now, last week, I had seen an NES there with about 20 games, and this guy was only selling it as a lot. He wanted $150 for everything. He would only come down to $130, and at that point it was still too steep. There were only a couple of games in there that would have been somewhat worthwhile, but it was still not worth me paying $150 for all of that. It would have just been too much to risk on that set of stuff. But they did have the next week after that some N64 games that came in, just two N64 games. One was priced at $14.99, the other one was priced at $9.99. I got the one that was $9.99. It was a game that I didn't have already. I did have the other game that was there, though, so it was no big deal. The other game that was there was a copy of Pokemon Coliseum. Not Pokemon Coliseum. Pokemon Stadium. The first Pokemon Stadium. That's what they had there for $14.99. Can't believe I mixed that up with the GameCube game, but I didn't really play those games much as a kid. I didn't have an N64. I only ever played on a friend's N64 a couple times when I was a kid, so it wasn't really it's not really a console that I have a lot of fondness for or a lot of memories about it. But this other game here, definitely a game in a series that I have played before and do enjoy. It's Dr. Mario 64, and it was just $9.99 for that, if you can see it right there. Which, again, is kind of a lot to pay for this, but I've been seeing prices like $20, $25 for this game here just because Mario's on the cover. But it is a pretty fun game, and for $10, I wasn't going to leave it behind. Now, the second last item that I want to show you guys, nearing the end of this video, and it's already almost 10 minutes in, I was at the Value Village that I usually go to. This day they had a bunch of games come in, like a bunch. A lot of Super Nintendo, N64, those kinds of games, mostly N64, and I think maybe 2 or 3 NES games. But a lot of it was crud, a lot of it was just your generic Mario games that were priced way too high. Like they had Super Mario Bros. 3 for $30, and then they had Ocarina of Time for $30. It was just the Great Kart version. And they had a lot of games priced at $30 that just weren't worth it, including Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube. I forget which one, but Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube. For $30, it's just ridiculous. But I saw this here for $20. Still kind of steep, but a pretty uncommon game, one that you don't see that often, at least in my area. I've seen a couple stores that do have it, or have had it. I think that's correct. Have had it. Either way, they've had it in the past, and I thought $20, not that bad considering the prices I've seen it in other places. It is a sequel, but hopefully I can find the other game in the series as well. It's a copy of ActRaiser 2 on the Super Nintendo, and like I said, it was $20, which is, again, kind of steep, but when you consider the prices that the store has had in like the last few months, $20 really isn't all that bad. Still kind of sucks that they're getting this stuff for free and they're pricing it at like crazy prices, but at the end of the day there's not much you can do, so you just gotta go with it if you really want something. Now, the last item that I want to show you guys is the largest item. I got this from the thrift store that's just down the street from me. I got this a couple weeks ago when they were doing their 50% off sale. They do a 50% off sale every few weeks. Usually every 2 weeks, sometimes every 3 weeks. And I saw this. The price on it was originally $49.99. They had it reduced to $39.99. And then it was 50% off, so it was just $20 plus tax. I think I paid, what is it, $22.60, something around that much for this here. And it's not really something that I collect for, but it was just too weird to leave it behind. At least weird for me. It's something pretty old, and it is complete in box. Actually, I shouldn't say complete in box. It is missing the instruction manual, and it does have some extras in there as well. You can see it's a large box, and maybe some of you might know what this is already. It's a Commodore VIC-20. It's pretty heavy. I'm going to try holding it on screen for at least a couple seconds so you guys can see what it is. There you go. And there is the back side of the box. Now, inside here, there were a couple of extra items as well. Let me just see how I can approach this. It did have a joystick, all the necessary cables, and a power supply as well. But it also had a tape deck in there as well that actually does still function, which is surprising. I did power this on at the store, and then I tried it out later on, and yes, it does work, which is a relief, because I was pretty much risking a lot of money for something that might just end up in the garbage. But yeah, it had the tape deck there, 2 complete in box games. One is Vic Avenger, if I remember correctly, and the other one here is Omega Race. Both of these games I know pretty much nothing about, but this one here is pretty much just a very basic space shooter. And then this one here, I did not have a chance to play it, but I think it's just some kind of a space racing game with lots of sounds and colors and stuff like that. But yeah, it was nice to have those in there as well. The box on Omega Race is kind of fucked up on the bottom and the top there, but at least it's still there. And then, of course, the main thing here is, of course, the Commodore VIC-20 itself. It is a little bit yellowed, but otherwise it is in pretty good condition. Powered up very well, works just fine. Very happy about that. Even the connectors on the back aren't too worn out. So it is, I want to say, pretty good condition, but of course there are other ones that are probably in a lot better or a lot worse condition out there as well. But it was just a strange thing to see, especially at this thrift store, and for priced as it was, usually this guy overprices the weirdest things, so who knows. He had an NES with a bunch of games for $150, but he had this at $40. Who knows? But yep, that's it. That's all that I want to show you guys in this video. It's going on for 15 minutes now, so I'll try to cut it off here. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, just leave it in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Also check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below. And also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like. And that's it. See ya.